something really miffed me. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Epstein, man, right? The FBI, the DOJ, they released yesterday that there was no evidence that Jeff Epstein had a client list, no one was trafficked, and that he did commit suicide. Craziest part to me, just months ago, Pam Bondi had said that she had the list on her desk. So, what's your take from all of this, man? What's your position?
Nah, man, just when it comes to the things of this country, anything goes. Um, it's kind of like when you look at the whole Diddy situation. Sometimes you feel like you do something against a certain group or a certain group of people, and you start to the relationship changes. So then all these things rain down on you, whether true or not. That changes your image, that makes people look at you differently and maybe even put you in a dark space. And if they need you to disappear, somehow you disappear, you know? And that was the fear with Diddy going in. And that was something that with Epstein that we saw, like, yo, they made him disappear. Um, and who knows? Of course, I don't think they're ever going to come out and say, here's the files. Look at these names, because the names are
But
too big
it's
on
crazy
there.
because your guy Elon was like, oh, the reason why he won't release it is because he's on it. Listen, bro, if anything I've learned from
You
this,
talking about Donald Trump is on it?
yeah, Donald Trump was on it.
Okay.
Um, what I took away from the entire Diddy situation and what I'm taking away from this Epstein list is that there are some sick people who harm children, and I think they need to be hunted and put down, right? Like that's a disease. Um this for there to be trafficking, right? These young people are being trafficked, but there's no person that they're being trafficked to. Like to whom, like who is abusing these children, right? And
Mhm.
like I think they deserve their day in court. But when I see that things are just able to go away, look, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, bro. Like
Mm.
you cannot tell me that there aren't blues and reds on this list. And I think, that's the reason why it hasn't been released is because too many people would be like caught up. And I don't think it just stops at politics. I think there are entertainers, there are athletes, you know what I'm saying, that are on this. But for it to like completely go away, it's the same thing, I felt about 9/11 when I heard that building 7 fell. It's like, okay, well, how the hell did it fall if no plane hit it? You know what I'm saying? And the explanations that you're giving, I'm just like, dog, if you believe this, then I got a boat. I got a boat, you know what I'm saying? A beachfront property in Watts, you know what I'm saying, to sell you if that's the case.
But nah, and I just think that certain people's names are on this list that the country just can't put out there because it will give it such a black eye. Think about this. Think about the Biggie Smalls case, right? Most people know, right? Even Tupac, we would say the Tupac murder as well. Most people know who were involved in both of these murders, but the connections to the LAPD is too close to where if you put out the names or name, it will corrupt everything. It'll make you look at the entire LAPD a certain way. And that's why you can't you can't do it. My boy Ben said Tupac is the government. Get out of it. Don't disrespect the South Central
Hey,
legend,
Ben, we're gonna have to
O'Shea,
run
like that.
that play, bro.
O'Shea is not no plant, boy. Um, but yeah, like it's certain things that you can't come out and say, hey, off-duty LAPD officer murdered Biggie Smalls. You can't do that because then it's like, damn, so is everybody corrupted there at the LAPD? we need to disband the LAPD.
But
You know what
see,
I'm
this is
saying?
what's happening. This is what's happening. By them saying that there is no client list, like you are undermining yourself. We all know. We all know. We all know
Yeah.
that there's a client list. Pam Bondi, again, she had this photo op with these huge binders. Oh, this is the first part of the list. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what do they always do, Elam? They bury stories. So they
But this
find
is
other things
but,
that can
but this
jump
is my
it.
thing, bro. I think um we're in a time in our country, and I keep saying it's a watershed moment. I think people are starting to lose more and more confidence, right? In
Mhm.
the overall like system. Like I'm seeing on Twitter, everybody's talking about, okay, well, if we all just stop paying our taxes, then what are they going to do? Look, you don't pay your taxes. You can go to prison if you want to. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do to
Mm.
stay free. Like I'm not going back to jail. Um, but it's again, man, it's showing me that there's so much corruption in our government through all stages, not just federally, statewide, locally,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Police departments, school districts, board of directors, don't matter.
Oh,
There's corrupt,
everything.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
And I
agree.
think people are starting to get so frustrated that I am not going to be surprised when people start like January 6th showed me a lot that there are a lot of people out here who are frustrated. Do I have to agree with it? No. But there are people who are willing to go the extra mile to fight for what they believe. And I'm telling you, listen to me, man. It's a point is coming in our empire, our country's history where the America that we know it, we gonna go to sleep one day and wake up, and it's not gonna be no America no more.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially if different these conspiracies come to fruition and they're true and the information get out, everything changes. And that's why I think the powers that be does their very best to keep the status quo so that things won't go out of control, so there won't be a civil war, so there won't be a world war, none of that stuff. They just look for us to just go on with our lives, focus on getting your family right, try to help as many people as you can, do that, then pass away while we continue to do what we do. And that's just how the world moves. And you just have to decide, are you someone who's like, I'm gonna be locked into this where it can take you in a lot of loopholes, or you could be somebody that just like, hey, I'm gonna just fall back, figure out how to make riches for my peeps and be chilling. And it's a lot of people on both sides, and that's why I think they're able to play that game. Because if you go outside South Central Watts Compton and you ask these people, hey man, what you feel about this? Man, I don't put no money in my pocket. I don't give a damn about it. And that's when it's a lot of people like that. So you can get away with hiding whatever you want, even in plain sight. So it's scary times here. Shot. We got a conspiracy theorist on our team. Producer Ben said rap music is a social engineer experiment by the
Experiment by
FBI
the
to
FBI to
encourage.
encourage criminal behavior. You got the right idea, but the wrong
It
three
was
alphabets.
it was
You got
CIA,
the wrong three letters, man.
and I just think that it enhances the image of criminal behavior, but it was already criminal behavior in these neighborhoods. It enhances it more to make it seem cool that people follow into it. But we already know how this world works. Like dog eats dog.
Mykell, I know you know,
Yeah.
but for our listeners that might not be hip, how did crack cocaine get into your community?
Oh, that was brought in by the same people that's supposed to make sure we are okay. Like it is all a game that we're playing. This is the real life Grand Theft Auto. You just trying to see what character are you? Michael, Franklin, Trevor, CJ, whomever you may fit within to, you're just a player in the game. And that's why, you know, in the hoods we grew up in, it's liquor stores,
Church,
church, liquor stores, church. Because either you
liquor
gonna be
store,
a,
church, and fast food, bro.
yeah, fast food. So either you gonna be this super holier than thou Christian that's gonna follow suit and, you know, Martin Luther King it, or you gonna be drunk out of your mind, smoking weed, cigarettes, and, you know, be out of your mind and kill yourself young, and the cycle continues. So you people just have to decide what they believe and fight for what you believe in. That's how I view it, man. And
Man, listen, at the end of the day, my biggest piece of advice to you is get money, man. Go get you a bag, get your family up out of these conditions. And
yeah,
we are the misfits, man, where we
yeah.
encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out.